Chet! Jedediah! Down your tools and come take a look-see here. Them's looks like some painful memories to me. Yeah! So, I want to look at some of these painful reminders. In the garage on my shelf here, I've got all of the things that have slowed me down in the past, caused me pain, or that I've broken, as a reminder of kind of like what not to do, and also just as a reminder of how spectacularly things can fail. So while I'm waiting on some other things to get sorted out, like the gearbox, and I'm waiting on some parts for the front suspension, I figured I would kind of start with the engine. I've been putting this off because it seems a little daunting. You really just have to get stuck in, and I thought it would be good to kind of reflect on some of these past pains in the asses, if you will. First story. I'm driving the MGA, the rebuilt engine, okay? I'm still breaking it in. I'm like 500 miles on the new engine. Coming back through the Santa Monica Mountains, feeling great. And then it just starts to kind of like misfire, pops, bangs. I'm like, that's weird, keep going. And then the engine becomes like definitely unhappy. So I quickly shut it off and kind of coast into a parking lot. I'm looking around, I can't see anything obvious wrong with it, so I have to get it towed home. Take apart the front timing cover to uncover the timing gears. I had put a oil slinger, it's called, it just stops oil just being whipped out of the front cover seal, oil slinger on backwards, and it has like a dish to it, and the dish had gotten caught in the chain, mangled itself, and in the process it had sheared off these teeth. That was a simple, avoidable error, so I'll never do that again. Next story. What the hell is this again? Oh yeah, this is the, this is a gearbox input shaft. It is the moment where the power from the engine, or what little there is of it, gets sent through the gearbox to the wheels. And this bit goes into the back of the engine. And what it does is it actually goes inside this little bronze bushing. This is for the TC, so it's smaller. This is from an MGB, so it's much bigger. It says like a wearing surface that this can rub against as it spins around at 1,000,000 revolutions per year. If you don't put this bit into the back of the engine deep enough, then this bit can't go deep enough into the engine, and the consequence of that is that your clutch will never be able to disengage and you'll never be able to put it into gear. I did that with the MGA. To fix it, you have to pull the entire engine out, and I got very good at pulling the engine out, but also I never want to have to pull the goddamn. So I'm not going to not put this into the back of the engine, the TC engine, far enough. Again, I'm gonna do that right this time. Watch me. Next story. There's no story here, I just kept this because it looked totally ridiculous. This is a screw, and if you think this looks like a pain in the ass to remove, trust me, it was. Next item on the shelf. So I didn't do this, but it came with the car as a reminder of what can happen if you do stuff wrong. This is the tip of an axle for the TC, broken off. I guess the TC axles are made out of curly whirlies, so if you come off the clutch too harshly on a hill or something while the whole weight of the car is kind of pushing back on you, they will just do that. So this is a reminder not to drive like an idiot. I'm realizing that there's a lot of things that I didn't really cause, they just kind of happened. I mean, I certainly, stripped a lot of bolts and, made a lot of mistakes with the MGA, but I don't know, some of these are just things that shafted me. This is another example of that. This is basically what catalyzed the first engine I ever rebuilt, the one for the MGA. I had driven home into the garage, parked the car, came out to start it the next day, and there was just a tremendous knocking sound from the engine. I was like, wow, that's not good. The head had detached from the body of the piston, which is like a really weird failure mode, I think, but I took the head of that piston and I made it my subordinate by making it something that will always sit underneath my glass, down low, bottom where it belongs. I didn't cause this, but it is kind of a good reminder just to set your piston ring gap correctly. So yeah, quite a few lessons learned, and there's some more on the shelf there of just, broken bolts. That's how you learn. You break bolts. And you know what? Last one, when I finished the MGA engine, I actually made a custom VIN plate, and I thought it was funny at the time. I took it off since, but I named the engine Stripped, and it was kind of just a funny way of dealing with the fact that I just stripped so much stuff out when I was building that engine. You learn from other people who know what the hell they're doing. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I can figure it out, so can you, and you have to remember to ask. It's all good. People want to answer questions anyway. Some good reminders, some good lessons learned, some halfway decent stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah!